Hello everyone. I'm going to attempt to show the entire New York City trip album I made for my son on a video because I thought that might be easier. You've seen bits and pieces if you follow my blog. This is of course a Becky Higgins Project Life mini album, and I thought that would be super easy to use. It's a rain color, I believe what it is. Alright, my first page, which I've shown on the blog, looks like this. I used some Project Life lettering that I had, some Tim Holtz stamps, you'll see them throughout, some Kelly Perky alphabet stickers, some stickers that just random. I did one of those, I'll buy everything that looks like New York City when he was there, like in Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Scrapbook stores. And then I used also throughout this a lot of cutouts that came from 12 by 12 pages that you can cut out, like the 3 by 4s for these. There's a ton of them nowadays because I think they're feeding into the pocket scrapbookers, or at least it goes into a really clean layout as well. Alright, so let me try to get this high enough. This is the first double page spread. You're going to see post-it notes throughout, which is where I want him to do his journaling. And he can do that at his leisure. I just want it to be off my docket. But over here, these are the pictures from the bus that he was taking, because they took a bus 15 hours to get there. And then I also took screenshots of, I had a Find My iPhone type of thing where I could locate where he was in case he lost his phone somewhere in New York City or it got stolen or whatever. So throughout the book I have these printouts with little pins of the places he was when I had checked up on him. Yeah, I'm a little paranoid. He was 16. I have a lot of different spaces that were just like huge pieces of empty space because of how I cropped the pictures. So you'll see a lot of pattern paper. This embellishment is actually put on, let me try to get it a little bit better. It's put on the outside of the page protector because if it became too bulky, I really didn't want it on the inside because then it was going to store very strange. So these are some bridges and some tall ships, I think the Brooklyn Bridge, sorry, and some tall ships that he saw, and then of course that's as close as I got to the Statue of Liberty because she was closed. She was being cleaned up from Superstorm Sunday. And I had to also let go of the idea, you know, here we have a picture that is on its side, and that just had to be because all the pictures were landscape, or all the pages had landscape, and if I wanted them to be portrait, they needed to be smaller, and I just thought a skyscraper picture, man, that's got to be 4 by 6, you know. So I used some different kits of Becky Higgins, as you can see. And then throughout, I also tried to get ticket stubs in there whenever I could. And he had some good pictures from the Top of the Rock visit. And then this page I particularly like, even though it's super simple. This side is actually a bag. Oops, and it's a little crooked there, but you get the idea. It's a bag from the Hard Rock Cafe that I just cut up and put in to the different pockets. And these are actually some guitars of the Beatles, and he will be talking about that in his journaling. And this is a page that he took all these food pictures, so I just decided to put them on one spot, and then I used the back of one of the pages to just draw lines, which, thank you, Ellie Edwards, where he can just write on that rather than bulking up and putting a lot in one spot. He just loved that Jimmy John's Bread So French It Must Be Liberated, that, you know, we got that in there, and the Big Booty Bread Company. Yeah, he was totally 16, wasn't he? I decided that it was okay to have a lot of this kind of space. I just found some pattern paper that I loved and smacked a soak up the scenery sticker in the middle of that. And then you can do some journaling here. Got the ampersands going on. Not sure what I want to do with this space yet. That one's still up for grabs. But anyway, different Central Park pictures and a picture of them going over a bridge with water, which if you live in Illinois, that's a pretty big deal. This one I used some Studio Calico Garland, which I love, love, love. And I had nothing for that big space, so I just used some Stampin' Up! Pattern paper, retired, sorry. This was cut out of a piece of 12 by 12 paper, and then I just put the garland, I jumped a little gutter there and put the garland across, and then on this side to kind of balance it out, I had the garland going that way. So a lot of empty space. This is a picture of the Apollo Theater and Radio City Music Hall, thus the Totally Rocks in there. This is one of my favorite pages. It is from the 9/11 Memorial. And on this side, I actually took a 12 by 6 page protector and I cut it and I sewed it a little bit with some clear thread. It's because I did not want to cut up this brochure because it's really informative about the memorial. And then on the back, I just tossed in his ticket stub. And then underneath, love the always remember and the little journaling area. He had 2 pictures of the 2 fountains there. And I have the arrow just, you know, to say, hey, there's stuff under here. Love this page because it was really a combination of a lot of things. This, I think, is a We Are Memory Keepers set that I had picked up. Sideways is the new tower, and then the strong, love that, and the stand and be not moved I just thought was perfect, and I love chalkboard stuff. So anyway, this is at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. This is where their choir performed. He took a lot of pictures because it was architecturally pretty cool. And what I did was his school, the fleur-de-lis, is part of their symbol. So I just tried to keep it simple throughout there. And then the Journey Awakens the Soul, I thought that was cool to put there with the church visit. And then again, the hand-drawn lines for journaling and some pictures that had to go, you know, to the side like so, but beautiful windows. He took them all with his iPhone, actually. And then I tried to do the threesome with the fleur-de-lis because I'm really not doing much, you know, artistically with the patterns. I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I did a little hand drawing of where he was. And it has a little glitter frame around it, which you really can't see too well. Okay. And that is actually the back of, I have his Broadway and off-Broadway experiences. I actually cut the playbill cover. I know it was hard for me because I cut part of Annie's head off. Then I used some stickers on the outside. Got the ticket stubs in there as well. Have a little place for him to journal. He actually got to see Jane Lynch as Miss Hannigan. He texted me from there. I should have put that in there. And was like, "You're jealous, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm jealous." And there he is in a seat for The Voice, which is really pretty cool. That's off Broadway. They saw Newsies. This was a hard page because they didn't have a whole lot for it, but they did the Ferris wheel. I had the ticket stub for that. The NBC Studios ticket stub, and then a little I Love New York tag that came with his I Love New York shirt. And then Trip of a Lifetime, I figured he could journal here. And then Good Times Were Had for All, for real, kind of combined some sets. And I used the arrows, you're going to see them again. I kind of love that pattern paper, to be honest with you. This next part, I took a brochure that showed them where the different places were for Broadway musicals and stuff, and I cut it up. So you're going to see it there, and you see it there. Also, here's Tim Holtz making another appearance. That compass is fabulous, and that's just a piece of pattern paper that I cut part of. Figured he could journal there because it's a variety of different pictures throughout town. Love this little saying, without new experiences, something inside of us sleeps. The sleeper must awaken. Thought that was cool to put in there. This is more of the same. I call this our motion page because there's a lot of blurriness because he was taking these pictures when in motion. So there's the horse, the cops on a horse, there's the movement of the city, which you can't really see the blur there, but it's there, I promise. And it says caution, recess crosswalk on 5th Avenue. Like, that was pretty cool as well. So, and life is a journey, not a destination. Then my last page, I really like, and it's very simple, but I use more of that pattern paper with the arrows, and I wish I could remember who made it, but I sure can't. And then I had a sticker that I put across the top. I didn't want to cut it because it really didn't feel right putting it anywhere. And it says, travel is the only thing you buy that makes you richer. And I just thought that was a super cool way to end. And I have a couple extra pages, but we really filled up a lot of this album. So that, my friends, is one finished mini album with lots of love for my kiddo to write down his memories about an amazing trip to New York City when he was 16. Thanks for watching.